Yeah.
Queers and kittens.
Find that cat vine. I sent it to Casey, but I think Chai is too fat to fit him into your hoodie pocket.
He will not fit into my hoodie pocket. That is not gonna happen.
And he probably wouldn't stay still long enough.
It would be like around his butt, and he'd be on my face.
Yeah, I feel
love
like
that though.
Casey is small enough and Chai is big enough that she would just tip over.
Oh, right. Relaxed Fit episode. Let me go grab my phone. Alright, well, it is 7:26. We have a limited amount of time in which all of us are here.
Oh yeah, I had that ADHD unitask mind over mac and cheese, so that's what I was up to. I actually got back at like 6:30.
No, I cooked stuffing and sweet potatoes first thing in the morning, so I was like, this is what I want to do right now.
Where did you get stuffing?
I just got box stuffing.
Oh, I was like... Oh, I don't know.
I used Instacart. I think I ordered from Key Food. Can't remember.
Yeah.
Alright. So, are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
For
yeah.
Relaxed Fit? Yes. When last we left off, we were on the road with our hasten horse-drawn wagon. On the way south along the wagon trails toward the city of Idrif. It is wide open, slightly hilly grassland on every side of you. Every now and then, you in the distance can see another little wagon moving along on a trail. It is incredibly peaceful. You can see for miles. It is also boring. So the urge for conversation eventually overtakes everyone but Morrin.
I'm glad you actually said that, because I was going to say, except for Morrin.
She knows.
I know.
We all know.
Morrin is nothing if not predictable.
So as you
Consistent might be a better word.
So as you are riding along through the hilly grassland, Princess Mira sitting there every now and then looking around for more food, and then just sitting there, teenage sulking, like... So like doing that thing where if she were a few years younger, she'd definitely be saying, "Are we there yet?" But she's too cool to do it now.
Ready to get the last part I had to refresh because it froze.
I said, so you're moving through the grasslands, peaceful, quiet. Princess Mira in the carts every now and then looking around for some more food, or just kind of sitting there like looking around like doing that thing where you can tell if she were a couple years younger, she might be saying, "Are we there yet?" But now she's too old and too cool to do it. So as the silence surrounds you, except the occasional "ee" from a bird.
Typically that sound.
Yes.
Great bird noises.
Yes.
I am assuming Tyr's driving at this point.
Probably.
It was before.
Yeah, my camera is frozen on Olivia, so let me refresh it. Okay. Where were we?
I was just specifying who was driving.
Yes, Tyr is driving.
He's probably strangely focused on that because he's not really used to dealing with horses.
Yeah, Tyr is driving. Morrin is like walking alongside. So every now and then you have to kind of like slow the horses down a bit because they're hastened. And Rhian, Tintlet, what are you doing?
Tintlet jingles over to Princess Mora and tries to engage her in conversation about her glorious horse, of course.
The horse, of course.
Wow.
When you come over, she kind of like shuffles up, like, yes.
I offer her a sugar cube.
Wait, Mira or the horse?
Mira.
She stares at it. and then stares at you like, have you been around people before?
Of course I have. I grew up around people, but sugar is good for you, and I figured you could use some.
Roll a d20 and add your charisma modifier to it.
Alright, sorry. I'm gonna log in real quick.
Tintlet, are you giving the child sugar back there? Seems like a risky thing to be doing. Especially with somebody who's threatened to run off already.
Tintlet is barely older than Princess Morrin, needing a reminder, at least mentally.
Aww. Oh god. Too many teenage girls.
You said a d20 and then add my charisma?
Yes.
Alright, so I got a 18, and then with my charisma, it will be... It'll be a 20.
A 20?
Yes.
Okay. She just kind of like looks at you like very deeply confused, but then slowly reaches over and takes it and just kind of holds it. Like not sure what she's just like.
It's a beautiful horse you got there.
Yes. Thank you.
How does one go about obtaining one?
Well, obtaining that one, you are a princess who is given one in training.
Surely she has siblings.
Say that again?
Surely the horse has siblings.
I'm sure it does. The stallions used for breeding are used often. I wouldn't know.
How willing do you think the king will be to part with a horse in exchange for his daughter?
I'm sure he would exchange part of the rewards in horse form.
Tilly is deeply satisfied with his answer. She's not taking
Over here negotiating horses' words. Oh boy.
Do you know how to ride?
Yeah, I grew up with camels. I'm sure it's not too different. You just see me with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They love me.
I don't even know what a camel is. What is a camel?
It's it's a camel.
I just asked you what a camel was. I don't know what a fucking camel is.
Yeah, that does not
It's
clarify.
a type of. It sounds like a type of fruit.
Oh.
I
don't
bird,
think
but
from
okay.
the concept. Well, from the context, it is something you ride. So unless it is a very
Really?
large fruit, I don't think it is a fruit.
Yeah, me neither, but the name sounds like it should
It's
be a
like a
fruit.
goat the size of a horse, but with no horns and a big bump on its back.
That sounds hideous.
If it's got a bump on its back, where are you supposed to ride it?
it?
I am interested in this camel.
That's hideous. Can I see one?
No horns.
Yeah, that's hideous. I love it.
They're the most glorious gold you've ever seen.
I'm pretty sure I saw one in the zoo in Ildrace,
Oh.
but it was not glorious. If anything, it was quite odd.
Well, I'll tell you all. Horses freaked me out when I first met them.
They don't have horses? Where are you from?
No, we have camels.
Right. Right, yes, you said so. But you want to get a horse to go back where you're from?
No, I just want a horse. Camels don't like it up here, too cold.
I suppose?
I wish you guys could meet my camel.
Wait, so you have
You
one?
have a camel?
Well, I had one, but they don't like leaving the desert, so I had to leave them.
Well, if you've named these horses breakfast, lunch, and dinner, what was the camel's name?
Swan?
Swan.
Yep.
You
They have
named...
long necks, you see.
Even animals after animals?
And, well...
That
I've never
seems
seen a swan
confusing.
before that. I just knew they have long necks.
Do they have swans in the desert?
No.
Then why did you think of one to name it?
Well, because
both
she
have
knew
long
that they
necks.
both have long necks. I do not understand what the confusion is here.
Well, you said you were confused by horses, but yet you knew what a swan was?
Well, I've been told about swans. I've been told about horses, but I expected to look even more camely than they do. Swans, I don't...
It all makes sense to
Swans are
me.
nasty bastards, man. Do that.
Oh, yeah.
I do not
Swans
like
are
geese.
the camel you can imagine.
These are just as bad.
Yes, I much prefer it when, sometimes the manors will have swans in the ponds. I much prefer it when they keep peacocks instead. They're annoying, but they're not nearly as aggressive.
Peacocks? What's
Yes.
peacocks?
It's like,
They'll shit on you, though.
a peacock is basically, it's like a large hen with colorful feathers.
Or like a decorative chicken.
Basically, but, you know, it's much more elegant looking.
They shit just as much.
But
I
it's a
see the
bird.
elegance.
Yes. It's pretty, and when it's in special occasions, you select one for the feast. This makes a nice centerpiece with the feathers all split
So
out.
they really are decorative chickens. Alright.
Yes.
I think I've seen a peacock. They hunt mice, right?
No.
Oh.
If they're like chickens, they would.
Well, they're much less aggressive.
Right.
I turned to Rhian and I whispered, chickens and mice?
Where I come from, the chickens are actually
What?
competition for the cats.
I've seen chickens eat cats.
I've
Yes,
seen that.
that's true. I have seen it as well.
The cats where I'm from.
Chickens
but-
are terrifying.
How big are they? Eat cats?
It's like a swarm. Or
Oh,
they
great background.
flock. Yes.
Yeah, if
That's
you
the
hit
word
one
for
of
it.
them with your sword, then you get a whole bunch of them just mobbing you.
Why are you hitting them with the sword?
To
I
kill
don't
them.
know. For fun.
No, it's
But
much better to just grab them and jump off rooftops with them.
That's true.
What?
I have seen people do that.
What?
We're
We're
making
taking
Zelda
notes.
references.
You have broke the DM.
What?
What do you do? What? Do you people torture small animals for fun?
Sometimes, when there's nothing better to do.
Tintlet's also staring wide-eyed at Morrin now.
Traumatizing the children.
Morrin is unreadable.
Consistently.
That's true.
I have a giant erase board right here off screen now that for right now it just has everybody's stats on it.
Oh,
I'm gonna use it to track combat so I'm not sitting here with like 5 different sheets of paper.
Yeah, I track combat with a little hand whiteboard that sits in
can I
front
get
of
an
me.
update on Princess Morrin's sugar cube? Princess Mira's sugar cube, sorry. Morrin.
She's still holding it. Ow!
if you like hurt one of the cuckoos, you get swarmed by cuckoos.
The only Zelda I ever played was on your Wii.
And they're basically immortal.
Yeah, don't fuck with cuckoos, man.
She's just kind of holding it. After a little while, she kind of turns and kind of scoots back where she can reach where her horse is tied up. He kind of trots up a bit, and you can hear her like kind of muttering, and she feeds it to him.
Tintlet doesn't mind. She's got a love with her now. She doesn't.
He just goes like, "It's all right. I know it's. Well, I'll get you untied soon, Bucephalus."
Dessert's a prettier name.
Excuse me, what?
He said dessert's a prettier name for that horse.
I disagree. It's honestly, the way you name animals is very morbid.
That's the point. It's funny. Bucephalus sounds like... I don't even fucking know. I don't have the mental energy right now.
Does it sound pretentious
Think
as fuck?
about...
Then good.
Sorry, what was her
Rhian
horse's
is in a
name?
mood.
She said she called it Bucephalus.
Oh.
Is from a story. She just pets her horse. Angry horse pets.
If I forget,
Oh,
remind
good,
me
you
that
wouldn't.
Tintlet now calls the horse Misty.
Misty.
Cephalus is too big of a mouthful for her.
What's too big of a mouthful?
Miss Cephalus.
That's hilarious. It's Bucephalus.
Oh, Bucephalus.
But I am okay. I
was
am
wondering where
okay.
the hell that name came from.
I am okay with you saying Tintlet heard Miss Cephalus.
Honestly, because honestly she would have, so she's gonna still stop on that. And it's a great horse, it fits.
Yes. Oh dear.
I feel like Tintlet would be the type of person, however, to like secretly call the horse the name she wants to call it, like when nobody's around, and try to get that horse to respond to that name
Oh,
instead.
for sure.
like their own little secret nickname.
I'm gonna have to
just
keep
sabotaging it and trying to make the horse hers.
just quietly in downtime. Tintlet's gonna be trying to attune to this horse.
Exactly.
Yeah, basically.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to keep a chart of Tintlet's progress with the horse.
Oh my gosh. Yes, please.
Maybe if this horse accepts me, my other horse will. My future horse.
Oh, God.
It'll tell that one good things about me.
Track Tintin's progress with the horse.
From my experience talking to horses, they're not the type that share news effectively.
I don't know, man. All dogs go to heaven says otherwise.
That was a good movie.
It's a great movie.
I've actually never seen that movie.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay. As she sits there, like angrily pets the horse, you in the distance you kind of see like a little as you're moving the grass around you, kind of seems like it's getting really long. Like there's patches of it that reach up almost over the cart on each side. In the distance where the hills rise, you can see where it's a little shorter. You see like a small clump of little fluffy things just moving over the crest and then over the other side as a little herd of sheep move. Sheep. And then eventually
Do they look wild? Or do they look domesticated?
they look very far away, so you are gonna have to roll a d20 and add your add me your perception modifier to that.
That's a 19.
That's
It's
a
a 20.
19. from how far away they are, it seems like it's, for a second, you're like, that's gotta be like a farm somewhere, right? But as you're looking around, you can't really see any buildings, within sight. However, you might assume there might be some over the hills, because one of the sheep towards the end, as you're looking, you kind of see like a mark on the back of it, like this bright blue dash, that looks like a herd mark. So, and it stands out because it's like this bright color against the white.
There's some farm around here, most likely, then.
Potentially. You cannot see one, but they do seem to be a domesticated herd. At least a marked herd. And after a little while of petting the horse, Mira turns around and is like, right, well, she's from the deserts, Olivia, no. There she is.
There we go.
Sorry. You were saying, Mira
like-
was starting to say something.
She's like, right, so, Tintlet is from the desert. Rhian, where are you from? I'm fairly certain I've never seen... Yes.
Ever seen a blue person? Who was she referring to?
Rhian.
Actually.
She said Rhian.
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear the Rhian part.
I speak for the trees. Now, I used to live with the forest elves, but since I left that I've grown up in small cities and such.
Oh, you lived with the forest elves, the wild elves. Oh, I didn't know that there were still people who lived around there, or them. Which clan?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me refer to God. Hey, God, which clan?
You would have been if you want to come up with a name for it, you can. But they were a clan focused towards the opposite edge of the Shogmarsh to where the human settlements are, against the foothills and the mountain range. Like they going up into the mountains and through the marsh or the forest are kind of their territory. So kind of in that area. Furiously
Okay.
typing into Google Translator.
No, I'm, since I don't... You said that the culture was based off Welsh.
Yeah, that area was using Welsh for naming conventions.
You are not going to make me, you can't make me, in fact, come up with a name based off of
Alright, okay, that is fair. That is fair.
It's just a long string of consonants. I don't know how to pronounce it to this day.
That's very true.
Yeah. Yep.
Louis.
Accurate.
But somehow it sounds like it's all vowels.
The tribe would have been known as Korsluith to the to the people, to the human people in the area. The wild elves in that region were the Korsluith. Not.
What'd you call me? I named them.
You've got an hour.
I named them
hour.
to her
Don't
since
tap
she
me.
asked.
Oh, I see. Because the clan near where I live are the they're the sorry. The clan near where I live are
No,
the
that's how you pronounce it.
Just sounds like somebody's coughing up a lung.
The Vornophili? The Vornophili live near around they hunt along the edges of our kingdom there. My mother does a lot of she entertains their elders often.
Why just the elders? Why doesn't anyone else get
That's-
entertainment?
Well,
That's
they're
strange.
clan leaders, so they come and meet with the queen.
Oh. Well, in
I've
my
never-
clan, everyone got to enjoy a party, not just our leaders.
In my clan, I've never known an elder to be entertained.
Well, more of it's
They're very grumpy people.
the social nature of the word. She provides them with counsel, and they go over. Honestly, I tune out for most of it.
Tintlet nods sympathetically. She was, as a acolyte shaman, she was also made to go along to a lot of those kind of things, and she tuned out as well.
So yes, so to be fair, it isn't very entertaining.
Nah, things with responsibilities really are.
No, not the things that the queen thinks are important for you to pay attention to anyway.
Well, isn't that going to be your job someday?
Yes, but that doesn't mean I have to do my mother's job.
Yet.
I can find somebody else to do that.
No.
Somebody who enjoys it as much as she seems to. I like shadowing my father much more.
Ooh, what does your dad do?
He's the king. He oversees.
He's a baker. I'm sorry.
You never know. Another country surprise Tintlet all the time.
he
I'm sorry.
My father oversees more. He meets with his tasks are less much less in the entertainment or much less courtly fluffery. He oversees the military, the trades, training soldiers, accepting knights. He is he is the head ruler of our kingdom, and as their daughter, I'm the one who's next in line. So really, it is my father's job I should be studying instead of the queen's. But I have to be a lady as well as a princess.
Yeah, well, you can just get a queen to join you.
I could.
That sounds disgusting. Not the queen to join. That sounded.
It's a very badly timed comment.
Something you need to share here.
No.
Wow.
Tintlet spoke too fast, but I was just saying that the idea of being queen sounds disgusting.
Okay.
That's fair.
So I was saying, this is a character trait I did not expect anybody in this campaign to give their character.
I also didn't hear her until after I said it. So.
I know.
It was a moment of bad timing. Kind of hilarious though, because that's definitely not something I would think of.
I don't know if I would call it disgusting, but it is boring, maybe a little. Well, I called it courtly fluffery, so it's not necessarily. I just don't see it as important. It's what she does to keep busy.
stuff that gets important at times. There's a lot of people that are dependent on the Queen. Queen doesn't do her job, they can't do theirs.
I
And everything
suppose
starts to
so,
fall
The Queen
apart.
doesn't do her job, makes the King's harder, too.
Also
Courtly
true.
fluffery's sometimes the only thing stopping war.
You see, now you're all sounding like my parents. It's like, oh, you have to learn how to talk to people, or you're gonna start fights. You have to be polite, you have to be civil, you have to learn diplomacy. I'm doing the best
Nobody's
I can,
to
but
learn to
terrible.
finish fights.
everybody said something at the same time.
You need to learn how to finish fights.
I was being a sarcastic bitch.
But what did you sarcastically bitchly say?
I said, oh, that sounds terrible. Your life must be so hard.
Well, I did run away from home.
Yes, obviously.
No.
I don't think that she's being sincere. I whisper to Mira.
Your friend is very hard to read.
Get used to
That
it.
is true.
You get
She's actually very easy to
You
read.
get
She's
used
very
to-
predictable. She's very
That's also
consistent,
true.
as she insists.
What is Rhian trying to say? I have to hug.
was
I have to hug
about
him to
to
control
say
my
that-
hands.
I was about to say that I forgot. Oh yeah, that her heart she's very consistent in being hard to read, so once you figure out what she means once, it's good.
You just gotta crack the code.
Yes.
Right. So, you just lived with the elves then? So, was your village, in that area? Rhian?
Oh no, I don't have parents.
I'm sorry?
Why?
I'm not sure how to answer that. Tyr, where did you, come from?
I come from the north, up near the mountain pass.
Do you have parents too?
I do have parents. I do indeed. I've got quite a big family. I'm not a forest orphan raised by wild elves.
Not in this game. Oh, from the northern pass. See, I've met Dragonborn from the southern islands. I've never met one from the north.
Yeah, those are the warm-blooded cousins of ours. They're the stormy folk, so they say.
Oh, I have to be honest. I wasn't sure that there was another nation of Dragonborn. This is more distracting. I was using it to hold my hand still. It was just sitting there like soft every 5 seconds.
Those things are so soft.
So soft. I'm gonna sit on my hands instead.
Works. Not many folks know about us. I mean, we're getting out there more as we start traveling and start mingling more with the merchant folk, but yeah, mostly keep up there to the north. So,
Do you lots have those devices with with the little flint and the? I can't remember what they're called.
Boomsticks.
I mean, I can't think of a better word for it. So yeah, the boomsticks.
talking about
I have
firearms,
absolutely no clue what she's talking about.
cannons. They're all things I've seen on ships, but not necessarily something that we've got on up there in the north.
Well, a couple of the Dragonborn traders that came to Ildraeus one summer, they brought with them, they brought with them some of these devices. They were like cannons, but so very small. I never seen such a small projectile weapon. So, other than a crossbow.
I've seen them, but not really something that my people are really familiar with, I'd say. They're a bit old-fashioned, you know. Blades and clubs and things like that. Spears.
I think
Sharp,
you do
pointy things.
old-fashioned.
Blunt
I think you get along with my father.
Is he a fan of the blunt instruments or the sharp, pointy things?
He tends to resort to older ways of handling problems. For example, he expects our neighbors to stick to tradition instead of what they're doing.
Why does he make you learn diplomacy then?
The traditions he stick to is diplomacy, forms of just he thinks that he could just bring them to the table and expect them to show some honor, but they have not thus far.
Problem. I mean, it's always good to start with the diplomacy. It's good to see if you can talk it out, but if you can't, you gotta be prepared for what comes next.
He doesn't seem to want to move past it.
See.
Do any of you have a map? Do we know where in the hell we are?
Sorry, I wanted to make a joke. I was gonna say, Rhian has a stone in her head like a pigeon, and we just follow that.
Don't tell her our secret.
Okay. But do you have a map, though? Tyr, you work on ships. Surely you have a map.
I've got compass. But,
I feel like we did acquire a map at some point.
You got to look at a map.
looked at a map. We didn't get one. Yeah.
And I know that's what you did because I just finished editing that episode today.
Well, I don't know what episode it is. So.
10. We're on episode 15 right now. I am a little behind on editing. We need
Approximately 5 behind.
We need to name this show.
Oh man, that's the hardest thing.
Yes.
What's the campaign called?
It's currently, it was, their first block was Welcome to Shoal.
Oh.
It's like, I feel like at episode 15, we're well welcomed.
Are we? Because I have no clue what's going on still.
Like,
That just might be my character, but...
like, we're nearing the clueless bunch. We're nearing the...
Excuse me?
We're nearing the tail end of our hour. Do we want to spend a minute on trying to figure out what the hell we're called?
I mean, we can come up with some names, I guess.
Yeah, we can just throw some ideas out there, and I can write them down up here. We can debate it over the week, and...
Last time I tried to give I tried to have a serious conversation about what a D&D group was called. I ended up, as the dungeon master, being over, and everyone referred to it as Phallus Malice.
I like it.
It's a good, strong name.
I tried to name my other group 2.5 Queers, but the straights didn't like it.
Boo. Boo on them.
Yeah. Because we have 2.5 Queers out of a 7-person group, so...
Not being very good allies, are they?
Exactly! The straights did not like it. That's alright.
Um,
I guess we could call this one All Queers.
Good.
All queers, no fears.
There we go!
I love it.
I feel like we're missing a D&D element too.
I feel like that would be
a-
great because we already have merch. We just all buy those, like, Edgelord White Boy No Fear shirts.
the fearless
And then we
queers.
just tape All Queers right above it.
The
And
fearless
boom,
queers.
merch. Except I feel like that's not appropriate for a group with so much anxiety in it because it's all queers, lots of fears, I feel like.
Yeah, I was gonna say all queers, no fears, and I'm like, wait, we're all depressed. Probably long fears.
all queers,
Lots of
all fears.
Or at least some fears.
Yeah.
All
Some
queers,
fears.
some fears.
One fear.
So you're so tiny, baby. 10, 11, 10. Okay.
Is there a cat there? I can hear cat talk.
Oh, I'm copying stats that I need.
Oh, I thought you were sweet talking cat for a second.
Well, I mean, he is right next to me. No biting. No biting. No biting.
Bite.
No biting, I say, as I grab his foot. He's being a pud. He's guarding the notebook.
He's playing with you.
He's having fun.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
His little chicken leg.
Got a little chicken leg. A rabbit foot.
Drumsticks.
A little drumstick.
Big ass rabbit
Yep.
foot is what it is. It's huge. It's this length of my hand. When last we left off, we were having some, after finally agreeing to Mira's begging request to go, take a detour through Ildrith. Thank you. I've got a box and I need to open it.
Put it if you need to.
After finally giving in to Mira's begging request to go take a detour south to Ildrith, we spent a brief period of time that I'm going to tack onto the beginning of this session instead of 2 separate episodes, because we didn't actually spend that long talking. Just getting to know each other a little bit, or attempting to. Mostly just weirding the kid out. Tyr saw
Poor
some
child.
Tyr saw some sheep that looked
Huh?
domesticated.
Oh, yes.
And we were traveling right along. As we are, as you guys are riding along, I'm gonna tell you on the map where we get. See, last episode we stopped, the last proper episode we stopped right, we were right about here. That little tiny dot. Today we are beginning, now that Chai's moved, I can move my screen back over.
What's that?
I was thinking out loud because I was trying to move my screen over. It is now well into the afternoon, and you have made it about here. I'm gonna do the here.
Here?
Bigger circle. Yes, there. As started to stop clicking. It is very distracting. I beg you.
Hi.
I saw that.
Or did you?
Train of thought. Okay. It's not as fresh as my mind's giving me.
Steal off the desk.
I'm still buffering the information that's been a couple days removed. All right. As was mentioned on Saturday evening earlier in the conversation, as you're following the occasional wagon ruts as you head through, there's no real road. It seems just mostly trails that come in and out of each other. The grass is around you, kind of as it's starting to get a little more hilly. The grass kind of grows taller. Like some of it is now reaching up to Tyr sitting up on the wagon, kind of nearing eye level for him. It's
Pretty tall grass.
tall freaking grass. At the top, like there's patches that grow that tall, and the shortest patch that you go through is going to be like Tyr, if you were standing in it, it would be like chest. So, but at the hill where you saw the sheep, you can easily see them. So it seems like this area of long grass is kind of isolated to here, whereas in the distance it's kind of seems a little more kept, maybe because there's animals.
Sheep doth not roam here.
No.
Or they haven't for a while. They go back out.
As you are traveling along, other than the sheep, it's just every now and then some birds circling up ahead or flying around. The distant call of an animal. And it just seems like a really nice, peaceful day as you start to crest another hill, looking down. You see a couple specks ahead of you, about 300 feet out. No, 500 feet out. Distance. What is distance? Among the grass, just like some tiny little specks of white just kind of peeking up. Looks like another wagon ahead of you. And it seems to be still, and you're just kind of slowly making your way down. Well, we established the horses move slightly faster, but you're making your way down. And how we doing? What we doing?
Good. I'll maintain pace until we get within their view, I guess. Probably within 100 feet, and then I'll kind of try and slow and get an idea of what sort of wagon talking about here.
Okay.
Actually, you said we're 500 feet out?
Yep.
About halfway then, so about 250. I'll slow. Let's see.
And as we established during the conversation, Morrin started to scout ahead, so you can kind of see her. She's made it about 150 feet ahead of you.
Morrin is going to stop and listen.
You continue to hear the sounds. It sounds like voices, like just generally freaked out, and you hear a clang of metal.
Okay, well that's pretty obvious what's going on. But quick question: are they speaking Are they speaking common? And do they sound local? And do they sound like
Because
kids or women or or anything like that, or men?
Because of the distance, I'm going to ask you to roll for that to see how much you can discern.
All right,
Perps.
coming right up. $16. Wait a second. It reverted. Don't worry about me. That should be a 17. I definitely leveled her up last time, but it's not.
Are you clicking from Roll20 or from D&D Beyond?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
I was looking at Roll20.
Yeah, I didn't have time to do the sheets on Roll20, and since we talked about the Beyond 20, I was gonna rely on y'all knowing how to use that.
Yeah, I had to turn off Beyond 20 because
Gotcha.
it was causing a problem with my Roll20.
Gotcha. Well, I will make sure that the Roll20 sheets are up to date for those reasons for next session, but for now, if you want to continue to roll with your dice, that's fine.
Okay.
Did I just roll by accident? Yes, I did.
Yes, you
I
did. But it works.
just downloaded Beyond 20, so I was just like...
You did get that it should be a 16 though, right?
Yes. It is a 16. Did you mean...
It was a 16 for perception.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Why are you sitting in the tray?
Reasons.
Or actually, it should be a 17, because that's what I did with my last thing. I upped my wisdom. No. It should still be a 16, because it'll be a 17. Yeah. 16! 16! That's my final answer.
Both fall between DCs, so you're good. It's the same either way. Morrin, as you stop and you listen a little harder, you make out sounds like definitely at least one voice. Sounds like a woman, and then at least one man. And a couple other higher pitched voices that you can't quite tell if it's like some kind of screeching animal or children. And you make out a couple of words, because it's just a panicked clamor. It's like here and there, but you make out. You make out, "Get in the wagon," and some loud sentence in a language you don't speak. It sounds like this kind of screeching, garbled sound. And Rhian,
Okay, so
just real quick, Rhian, when you look towards what you heard, you see a clear shift in the grass of something moving in the opposite direction towards your left, out, heading further away. Now, what you were gonna say, Lindsay?
So I'm gonna find my best way to sneak up on this scene over the crest of the hill.
You are surrounded by grass that is tall enough that if you crouch a little bit, you can't be seen. So, roll stealth with advantage.
There it is.
That's a 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't use Beyond 20 because I don't use Chrome.
Oh. Yeah, I'll update the sheets. I'm sorry about that.
What do you use?
Firefox.
I think they said that you could use it on Firefox too. Gave me that option when I was looking at it.
Okay. And Rhian, you said you were giving chase?
Yes.
Okay, so...
Without telling anyone, I just...
Tyr, as you, you see Morrin stop, and then you see Morrin just, crouches and just vanishes into the grass. Tintlet, wherever you're looking, depends on what you see. And then you just hear the briefest scuff as Rhian jumps out of the wagon and also disappears into the grass running away.
It's like them bailing from the Jeep in Jurassic Park. Just leaves.
That's what I was thinking about too when I saw grass shifting around. It's like it's in the middle of the day, there's sheep over there.
Yep.
Why are you haunting me?
I'll slow and stop the wagon at this point and listen. Motion back to the princess to be quiet.
Mira climbs up to the front, kind of leaning up and looking, like real excited. And Morrin, as you sneak around closer to the wagon, you see more like rustling and shuffling among the grasses around it as you get closer, and you see somebody climbing up onto the wagon into your view, trying to look up into the grass, holding on to a toddler, as a woman dressed in these long, kind of 3-layered dress going on with like streaks of blue and white underneath and like a brown shawl over the top. Just kind of looking around, kicking, and she's shouting around, is like, get up into the wagon, now! And soon a man joins her, and as you're watching, this small creature comes running up from the grass, rustling, jumps up onto the wagon, and tries to snatch something off the woman, like a belt hanging off of her. And in the moment that it snatches at it, you see 2 long, floppy ears, some of them missing pieces, a mohawk of black hair, and a upturned pig nose, kind of like a bat, actually, and a mouthful of sharp teeth as it snatches it and then jumps back up and disappears back into the grass, running away. And Rhian,
So
you were just chasing the thing.
So has the threat gone?
The people are still panicking, but that was the only creature you saw, and as you approach, the rustlings in the grass all around you seem to be retreating, and it's just the noise is coming from the family trying to climb up into the wagon and stay above the grass.
So I'm getting Jurassic Park crossed with Spiderwick vibes right now.
You have a 7th son of a 7th son. Or a seeing stone.
Okay, so what you see in front of you as what seems to be the threat is dissipating away is just the family trying to climb up into the wagon. And Rhian, as you are running after the thing in the grass, I want you to keep track of it. I'm going to want you to roll a... Because I do not know ranger skills, would that be nature or survival for tracking? We lost the Lydia.
Tracking is survival.
Okay.
Yeah.
So roll me survival. You are going through long grass in a place you're not familiar with and running, so that's going to be at a bit of a disadvantage.
Which means regular for me because all of my survival checks are with advantage. That's a 10 still, though, so fuck it. Not rolling well today, apparently.
You are only just... Go ahead. What do you want to say?
I just want to... It's like, I know that I roll, like, 15s and stuff and say, wow, I'm rolling shit today. For perspective, most of the things that I roll, I have, like, a +8 to and stuff like that. So when I'm rolling 15s and stuff, I'm never rolling above it.
God.
Because of the fact that you're running in and out of patches that reach over your head, if not at your eye level, you lose it a couple of times, but you only just manage to keep a wave of the grass like a distance ahead of you in sight. You manage to follow it for the time being. And Morrin, or Tyrenan Tintlet, real quick, what are you guys up to now that Rhian is running away? Staring wide-eyed.
Yeah, I'll be trying to listen and figure out what's going on. I might stand up a little bit to see if I can see what's going on.
All right.
Where I'm at.
Roll me perception so I can let you know what more you can tell from what's happening real quick, and then we'll go to Morrin.
14.
What teen? And you didn't boost your wisdom, so that is a 14. Oh, you're rolling from your sheet. Never mind. It's highlighted in purple, and I still had to remind myself.
I don't. What is that about?
You see the people climbing up onto the wagon, and the one in like brown, white, and blue, just kind of waving, like a child climbs up next to her, other than the one in her arm. And there's like 2 men climbing up beside her.
Do I see any movement in the grass around them?
Radiating out in every direction. There's little things of movement
So
heading
multiple?
out. Yes. I dropped my D20. What are you rolling for?
Testing my die.
Okay.
Right. I will sit and wait to see if there is any immediate danger to the people below, but right now, my main concern is our horses and the people still in the wagon, because I know Rhian and Morrin are fine.
They're fine, they're crazy.
Fine.
And Morrin, what are you up to? As whatever was after this wagon is like running in all directions away from it.
Yeah, I just... Seems like the problem has solved itself. So she just kind of continues back to the rest of the party because she doesn't want to deal with them still screaming and trying to clamor in. That was...
Yeah. As you're turning to leave in the chaos behind you, you hear at once, it seems they realize the danger is over. You hear the voice of the woman like keeping stock, just counting. He's like, "Is everyone okay? Does everyone have everything? Okay, we've got Billy. We have Sarah. Where's the baby?"
Oh.
Oh, fuck, why are you holding the baby phone?
What'd you say, Morrin?
I just laughed.
Yeah, that was just a very evil laugh.
Okay.
You're trying to ask Lindsay, who's playing Morrin, to care about a baby.
I'm not asking you to care. I'm saying that's what you heard. I am not surprised by whatever Morrin does.
If you had said, "Where's the cat?" I'd be like, "Oh, hell no."
Not on my watch.
Where's that bunny thing?
All men must die, but cats are eternal.
Yes. They only have 9 lives. I must protect them all.
As you continue to head back towards the wagon, Tyr, from where you're watching, the shouts start to raise in volume, and you hear the word "baby." And Rhian, are you still chasing?
Well, if I've lost it, then there's no point in chasing.
Roll another survival, and I'll let you know if you manage to keep up with it. Because earlier you were keeping up with it.
That's 21.
Rhian is still chasing. You start to gain on it, and you can kind of see. You can see little glimpses of the small creature with pointy ears running away through the tall grass, holding a little wooden cask above its head, just running.
So I do have my bow out, and I don't need to be right on it to kill it. So I'm gonna shoot it. Sure hope the baby isn't with that one.
All you see is the thing, and it's holding a small barrel. Little wooden thing. Roll your attack.
Is it surprised that I'm attacking it? For virtue of me getting sneak attack damage if I roll.
Let me find out. Well, you weren't trying to be stealthy, so give me 1 second to see if it knows. It has no fucking clue that you're there.
Alright. That's a 14 to hit.
You take a shot, but stumble ever so slightly in like a gopher hole. So the arrow whizzes past its ear, and you hear this loud shriek as it takes off faster.
Damn it. And that's what I'm talking about. I rolled a 14, but I have a 8. That's a pitiful roll.
Yeah. Sad.
All right, back to the others. As Morrin comes back to the wagon, like I said, you hear baby. You hear the word baby, and they're still shouting, and you see some people, one of the men jump back down, and some rustling in the grass as it's just like going around the wagon.
Great. So I'm not exactly expecting you to care about this, Morrin, but am I gathering that there was a baby that was taken here?
Morrin, did you take the baby?
Do I look like I have a baby with me?
I don't
Where
know, maybe
would I
you're
hide it? She
Mhm,
just
still
points at like her full tight leather outfit. Like, where would I keep it? I don't know.
What even are we dealing with here? Like, what was that? Did you get a look at it? Or them, or whatever it is?
Well, I don't know what it was.
Tintlet, you
Was
feel
it?
Sorry, go ahead. You finish first.
It was a bunny with sharp teeth.
I'm sorry, a what?
You know what a goblin
rabbit.
looks like. You know what a goblin looks like. Morrin knows what a goblin looks like.
I suppose, thinking upon it now, it could have been a goblin.
Goblins. Bunnies with sharp teeth.
Until
They're entirely different creatures.
Until you feel a tug at your belt.
It's a rabbit! It's got teeth like...
I
warned ya!
snatch up the tag.
As you snatch, in response to the tug at your belt, you see Princess Mira jumping back, having been trying to get her sword from you.
I give her back her sword.
Okay.
Very reluctantly. I'm just like, oh, whatever.
Thank
Yes,
you.
she won't.
And she
Well,
jumps
that's
out of the
the
car
next
and
step.
takes off after the direction that Rhian went.
Where are you going?
I'm helping!
go
And
to
she
the
just
bathroom.
keeps
We
running.
should do
No, you're
that.
not! Get your ass back here!
She's gone. She's running away.
Don't worry. I got her.
Better.
Okay. So the princess has disappeared. Into the grass. People are screaming about a child at the bottom of the hill.
Oh dear.
Rhian, roll survival
I
again.
want to leave the horses.
I turn to Misty and I'm like, Princess abandoned you?
You're mine now!
Well, she left all of her other things as
I
well.
would never.
Oh, you're trying to
Well.
turn the horse against her.
Yup. Figure.
No, don't open it. Roll it. Piece of garbage. Despite your best efforts, the goblin eventually disappears into the grass. You lose all sight of the movement, and you can no longer hear it running ahead of you. However,
I wasn't there with sleep.
however, as the sound of the goblin slows and you slow to try to get a listen for it, you hear more rustling from behind you. Coming right at you.
Alright, I turn toward it. What do I see?
You see Mira running full speed and it's getting to a stop, sword out, she
Yeah.
sword in
Not
hand.
automatically shooting at what came up behind you. Because that's what I was afraid was gonna happen.
I mean,
That's what I wanted to do,
it's not like she has one
but-
hit point, but it would be an advice.
Let's not shoot the princess. Okay, carry on. Sorry.
That's what I wanted to do as someone who knew who was running up on me. But realistically, Rhian knows how to operate in a party, so.
Smart lass.
She skids to a stop, like, oh, what was it? Where did it go?
The goblin went that way, I lost it.
She's looking around, trying to see if she can see it. She cannot. Back at the wagon.
There were more goblins toward the other cart, right? They're still
Yeah,
running around.
they were goblins that were running out in all directions. Away from the cart.
If I were a spellcaster, I would have a very simple solution to this. I don't know if that was caught by the mic.
I heard you. Alright. Tyrenan Tintlet. Morrin is not involved with the baby. Tyrenan Tintlet, what are you doing?
Alright, fine, Morrin. If you're not going to be helping with this, then you stay here with the horses. And I'm gonna go and see what this is all about.
I'm coming.
Okay.
Alright, so Tintlet and I are gonna make our way down towards the other wagon.
Morrin stays in the much preferred company of 4 equines. Well,
Yep.
Do the horses
Unlike
prefer
the
her
4
company?
humanoids,
Do what?
they love me more. Unlike the 4 humanoids, they don't talk to her, so of course they don't.
There's that.
Or try to get her to go on unnecessary quests.
There's that too.
yeah. The horses seem tense, but they stay where they were left because somebody's with them. Tyr and Tintlet, as you make your way down closer to the wagons, the people don't seem to notice you at first. As you draw in near, though, the woman has climbed down, but there is a small child sitting on top of the wagon. It's just like a small child on top and then another small child just inside. As you come up, just rustling around as the adults are still looking around. It's like, where did the baby? Did it take the baby? And as you approach, the little child sees you. He's like, it's the lizard man.
Out of the mouth of babes, they don't have any filter. They just see something that looks like a lizard. They think it's a lizard. Fine, lizard man. Well, I hear something about a baby being taken.
One of the men.
Heard there was some trouble with goblins.
One of the men runs around holding just a stick. Is the only thing. He's like, who are you?
Travelers, our wagon's back up there with one of my companions.
Yeah, yes, there was the goblins and the other man comes from. He's like, the goblins and then they took I thought that you had the baby, but you didn't. And then they just start arguing at each other. And as the one comes around, sees you, and just comes close, just like, you're travelers. What sort of travelers are you? Are you soldiers? Do you know any soldiers?
Exactly soldiers, but something of the sort. I don't know.
Well, please, our wheel is broken. We need somebody to go to the town, to go to and get the guards that they took.
Listen, calm down. I gathered as much. Took the baby, right? And you've got something wrong with your wagon.
Yes,
right?
they jumped out of nowhere. When the wagon broke in a hole and they just came out of nowhere all at once and they took everything out of the wagon and they took Samuel. She's like hyperventilating. The children on the cart seem a little stressed, but they're not quite sure what's happening, so they seem to be the most level-headed at the moment.
Right, alright. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna take your children, you're gonna go up and stand by that other wagon, and you're gonna wait for us to return. We're gonna go and see what we can do about this. One of our other companions is already on the chase.
Have I arrived here yet?
You never told me if you were heading back.
I before you switched back to Morrin, I did say that I was going to head toward the other cart.
Okay.
Because that was my last lead for where the goblins were.
Okay, so I must not have heard you because fuck my head. All right, yeah. So around as at the speed you were moving before chasing the goblin, you arrive just as the family gathered up is kind of making their way back up towards the wagon to Morrin, where she is with the horses.
I asked Tyr, is that a good idea to send them to Morrin?
They'll at least be safe that way. They might not be happy, but they'll be taken care of.
Will they be safe?
Will Morrin stay is the question.
That's also the question. Fine, I'll stay with them. Did you lose the trail of the thing then?
Yeah, I lost the one trail, so I came over here because there were more trails.
Right, gotcha.
Hey, Tintlet, feel free not to think about this when I ask you, do you have any fire spells?
I do not.
There's one solution out.
Please no brush fires.
Tell me, describe the solution. Maybe we can figure something out.
All I'm
You
saying
suggested
is
burning
that
all the
you were
grass.
talking out of character. All I'm saying is that that's one way to get the attention of the entire kingdom before level 5. Burn the entire kingdom. Search for a baby.
I literally just finished editing the first 2 episodes in this kingdom, and there is, and I quote, there's a moment when, and I quote, Rhian says, "I cannot promise that I will not burn this whole kingdom to the ground."
She literally did. She literally said that. She was so pissed about the naming of everything.
Every party to its fire spells.
Like I was saying, if I were a spellcaster, that would be my solution. Burn the grass. Don't need to worry about the goblin.
Not getting a fire spell when it didn't.
And the mother could rest knowing that the baby did not die getting eaten by goblin. Far worse fate.
Burned alive, you know.
Burned alive is better than getting eaten by goblin.
After the discussion of fire as an option, Mira pipes up, was like, "Well, I don't know about burning out the grass or anything, but do you really think we should be splitting up when there's like however many of those little fuckers running around right now? Why don't we just have them stay at the cart, and then are we near a village or anything?"
Yeah, they said something about going to
You
the
said
village, and
something
there's also a sheep right over there on that hill, right across from us.
A small flock of sheep is atop a few hills away. Right, then let's send them with the wagon to town, and we'll go find the baby.
With our wagon? With our
No.
horses?
Let's try and fix their wagon. We do
Horses are
that.
too cool for this shit.
Maybe we can convince Morrin to join us and talk about how delicious goblin meat is.
It is pretty delicious.
Maybe we can convince Morrin to join us when we tell her she can beat the shit out of some goblins.
Seems to be a good motivator for her. Promise she can beat something up. Right. I'll look over at their wagon to see what kind of damage it is.
Looks like they ran into a dugout hole in the middle of the path. the wagon fell into it and the axle broke. The stuff.
Bad of a break. Are we talking like snapped in half?
Laid by goblins?
Roll investigation.
Investigation.
Mm-hmm. There's stuff everywhere. You have to examine it to figure out more. It's a hole in the ground. For a 2, that's a hole in the ground. Well, that was a natural 1,
Wow.
actually.
I can't believe Beyond did me really like that.
I'm guessing that's some kind of pre-made trap, so we just need to repair the axle, at least to where it can get them to town and send them off.
Can I see about getting the wagon out of the hole before we...
You can give it a go. You're gonna try and... How are you gonna try?
I also am the only one in
Force
the
it.
party who also... Yeah, I also have a positive strength score in the group, so I guess I'll help.
Okay, with help, Tyr...
Are you saying Tyr doesn't have a positive strength score?
Oh,
No,
Was
I
it
said
just
I'm the only other one.
Oh, I thought you said the
Only
only
have a
one, and I was like,
No, the only other one.
Alright, so with help, Tyr, roll,
that's true.
roll athletics with advantage. Because you're weightlifting.
Athletics?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's your strength score. Alright. The two of you together managed to hoist it up off the hole after a couple minutes and just shove it off onto slightly more level ground, and it just kind of stays like tipped, one wheel cocked and the wood kind of creaking a bit as the weight is put onto the broken axle.
I'll try and support it so it doesn't lean further, and ask Rhian if she can take a look and see how bad it is.
I shall take a look. What do I roll?
Investigation, I guess, because it's examining it.
That's a 25. Why do
We had
I
good
get
team.
natural 20s for the weirdest shit?
Yeah, right.
It looks like it looks like the axle was snapped in a clean, like, along the center part of it, like, slant break. Some, like, metal area riveting around the tire is bent out of the wheel is bent out of place, and one of the spokes seems to start to, like, be cracking a bit. Well, 3 of them actually seem to be cracking a bit under the strain put on the wheel from the weird way it's sitting.
Are there horses for this cart? Or did they get taken or run away too?
Roll perception.
Didn't think I would have that hard of a time seeing some horses.
You are in a
Just
bunch
look
of
around.
tall
Are
grass.
there horses?
Just you're in a bunch of tall
Is there
grass.
horses attached to the wagon?
Not at the moment. In your investigation,
Okay.
I'd say you noticed that the hitch seems to be broken off as well.
That's a 9. I guess I don't see any horses in this.
You don't.
Grass.
Her horse girl sense to see if there's any missing
Tintlet can look as well. Yes.
that I've just decided she has.
Rhian, you can't see any horses, but it is hard to miss. There's like about 10 feet of grass flattened in a certain direction from dragging,
Oh no!
and that's about as much as Tintlet sees too.
Even
Because it's fairly easy to
I'd
see
just
that.
like to
Dear.
I'd just like to out of character being in New York, it may seem charming, like horse girl culture may seem charming. Having grown up around it, it's not. You don't need to worry about it.
I knew one horse girl in my high school days. I know it's grating.
There's always one horse girl.
Always.
Yeah, I lived in the suburbs and there was a horse girl and she even had the horse. I'm like, where do you keep that?
Anyway.
Casey.
I'm about to say,
Oh,
Casey
freaking
strikes
horse
me as a
girls.
former horse girl.
Former.
She is, but oddly enough, she's a different type of horse girl than The ones that were normally around.
Yep. There were the rich horse girls, like this one girl I went to school with who had their own horse, and then there were the ones who were like, I want to go out on the trail and get muddy. The other one was me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm mostly thinking about the weird,
Yeah.
The weird
Casey,
horse girls who couldn't draw anything but a horse. Like, they could draw a horse perfectly.
It's like
But
a
they
fucking
couldn't draw
photograph.
anything
They just do stick figures otherwise.
Yes.
I
They're really
genuinely
expensive.
just remembered, but so you were trying to repair an axle.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Dogs, the acceptable diversion. I just was gonna say, it's like, I used to have a golden shepherd mix, and my dream in life is to have another one at some point. Because she was so pretty. She was, like, sleek and had the points. Okay. She was like a Siamese cat dog. You were trying to fix an
My friend
axle.
has a white shepherd. She's gorgeous. Stupid as hell, though.
You're gonna make me cry how much I want it. Fixing the axle.
And one customer came in the other day with a black shepherd. And, oh my god, so pretty. Goth dog. Very well behaved.
His name would be Grim. How are you gonna try and fix it? The axle. I will be cutting the bulldog segment and put it at the beginning of the episode, by the way.
How big is the? Yeah, I was about to say
That was
that was a long tangent, so maybe cut it a bit.
Oh, I cut when we go off topic but I'll leave funny bits sometimes, just the small ones.
But how big is the break? And my question specifically, does the break fit in a 1-foot cube? Because Tintlet has the mending cantrip.
It's about a foot and a
Don't
half.
know if you'll let it cover it, but because the axle technically is bigger, that's a DM discretion though.
It's a 1.5 foot break. So, I would say with mending, the spell covers a foot. I would say with mending, you can fix it. It's just going to take more than one cast, and someone's going to have to brace it for you, like when you're gluing wood together.
I'll brace it with Tyr's help, hopefully.
Oh.
Alright, so with Tyr's help, I want you to roll that athletics for just holding it up there, because it's a heavy piece of equipment. And, go ahead. And we will fix this axle while the kitty monsters get... You had help, so it's an 18.
So glad I had advantage on that.
You managed to hold it still as Rashna. It takes about a couple of casts to fix the axle. Just one more handles the wheel. And the metal riveting is another one. So it takes about 4 rounds of mending, but you managed to get it straight.
So about 4 minutes of me and Tyr holding a cart in lieu of a jack.
We're fixing this cart. We don't even have horses to pull it after this, but whatever.
Yeah, the hitch is
Was
broken
that
off.
the time to say I don't have mending?
I thought you had mending!
No, I have message,
You took
mage
it.
hand, and dancing lights.
Right, you took message instead. Right, the cart can't be fixed, I'm sorry.
Shh.
Well, they don't have
you
horses
didn't
to
need
pull
say
it
that
anyway,
right now.
guys. We're gonna have to just
Alright,
get them
I'll
to
take-
town, and they can come back for it later.
I was going to go, Lindsay, they fixed the cart, but instead she missed nothing.
Oh,
So let's go with the people to town and then hunt some goblins, I guess.
we're gonna need to hurry because I don't.
Oh,
I
they
know that baby's
definitely
gonna
are.
be
No,
pretty young.
forget about the cart and just start with the goblins, and then we go into town.
And
Yeah,
Mir-
but we need to get the family to safety.
Yeah,
Like,
well, they
have
already
them
ate
sit
the
up in the
baby,
cart?
so...
what did you say, Lindsay?
I
Morrin,
said
you're up
the
at the cart.
goblins are
Shut up.
baby.
You're not with us. You're still at the cart, aren't you?
Is she? An entire family came up to the cart.
Did Morrin?
An entire family came up to the cart. Would Morrin have stayed? Did Morrin stay, or did she go like, I don't want to be around these people?
they came to my cart, obviously I'm there.
I know, I'm asking, did you stay where they came, or did you come to join the others to see what the fuck's going on? And why there's people at your cart?
Why are there children here?
I guess I would have went to see what they were.
Okay, so the family is up by
Why there
our
were
cart,
people.
with none of us with them.
Yes.
What I'm asking.
They're just standing
Okay.
there. The children are in the cart. The woman is standing next to the horses. The men are in the cart with the children. They're just sitting there. They look very shell-shocked.
You don't have the guts to steal my shit.
Better not. Alright, so what are we doing here then?
They've had the baby less time than the rest of the kids, so they shouldn't miss it too much.
I shouldn't be
As-
surprised that just came out of your mouth, and yes, I still am.
Kind of makes sense, though.
Only logical.
Look,
I know
why
it's logical.
don't we just send them ahead to the town with the carts? I mean, did you see the way that they're dressed? They're clearly, they're clearly in that age your cult. They're not going to take anything. If anything, they'll clean it up and give the horses a clip before we get back.
You say that.
I don't
Fine.
know about cults. What's the age of your cult?
Roll religion.
Heck. Wow, another natural 20.
Because
Rolling on the most stupidest things, because I didn't even mean to roll, because I was asking in character the person who did know about it. But I guess I know about it now.
I didn't realize you were asking in character. I thought you were saying what the fuck. But also, like, because you worship, because you do, like, to an extent worship Nadra the Twin, you know a bit about Aegir because of how tied into the lore she is. Aegir, the goddess of, let me tell
the
you,
fertility.
the goddess
Okay.
of
I
healing.
have it written down.
She's goddess of healing and such. There are in some kingdoms there are groups that follow that align very closely to her that go out and do certain, like, some are like there's groups of doctors and such mostly, but in certain areas, for example in Duldana, there's groups that they live. It's kind of a form of asceticism. They basically go on pilgrimages where they're just out to help people, heal people. If they just ride around looking for somebody else who needs help, but this time they got attacked. So they do not carry money. They do not carry weapons. They're basically
So they're like the Tuapan.
Say it again.
That's a reference that none of you get, but it's spot on.
I was going to say, the way, depending on what area of the, what place you're from and how your outlook would be on this sort of thing, like, you might consider them kind of like, they're like somewhere between behaving like Mormon missionaries where they're so aggressively nice, but living more like
So this is why
Buddhist or Hare
was
Krishna
so
without their
freaking
stuff.
paranoid when we showed up.
What'd you say, Case?
Or they behave like Mormon missionaries, but live more on a more Buddhist style of they just do not have stuff. They don't believe in weapons. They don't believe in money.
Yeah, what you're describing, and I know none of you have read this, but you're describing the traveling people in the Wheel of Time.
I have never read that.
I'm aware. It's 14 books. I would have known if you...
Yeah, so Mira, having pointed it out with a glance at the way the woman is dressed, you recognize that's the white and the layers of blue sash and the brown. It's just generally how they look, the travelers.
I kind of want you to describe them exactly like the traveler now. Now I'm sad that you're not. Do they have colorful clothing?
I just described... Their underclothes are white, they have vests or sashes of blue, and overcloaks, if they wear them, of brown or brown hat, is what the men are wearing.
Yeah,
the children are in white.
I know that they're dressed... I know that they're dressed Mormon.
And since they've been traveling, there's like dirt all over them, because they've been traveling.
Yeah. Alright, let's lend the cart to them. if the horses will allow it, and then hunt some goblins so we can punch things in the face to relieve stress of traveling.
Right.
And maybe save a baby.
Maybe.
Hopefully save a baby.
All right, so.
By the way, Morrin doesn't get family dynamics, so she's totally in on more philosophy of, well, the baby has been with them the shortest time.
They'll be fine. They can make another.
You said Morrin, but you meant Rhian doesn't understand family dynamics, so she agrees with Morrin?
Yeah, I was saying it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Rhian's just saying...
I agree with Morrin.
Just quietly confused as to why Tyr had an attitude about it.
It's like, I get you need to protect the young ones, but like, that's why they have so many. There's like 5 other kids that are about the same
lots of them die before adulthood. That's why you don't get
squishy
attached.
as it is. It doesn't get any softer or squishier than a baby. That's just poor little fecker.
Oh no, they're objectively adorable. But
Why don't they?
I'm just saying, if the worst happens, it shouldn't be that big a deal.
As you go back up to the family and you as you're just letting those that they're going to take the cart to the town, Tyr, you tell them where I'm assuming you're going to tell them where the village is because you saw where the sheep went.
That way.
They seem very reluctant at first, but they don't want to stay out here in the middle and hearing that there might be a town nearby. They're willing to take the cart for you.
And they have 2 more kids. They snapped.
So they agreed to take the cart and they ready to head off towards the village. You start to notice as they're heading off and getting organized that the mom seems to be the one definitely in charge, and one of the children underneath his he's got a little mop of sandy gold curls. He's got his ears sticking out, kind of like odd and partway pointed, but not in like an elvish way. They're just kind of like sticking out at an odd angle. And one of the men also has a similar look about it.
Gosh, does she have multiple husbands?
Righteous.
She might.
Do you have multiple husbands?
Reverse Mormon.
Well,
Yes.
we might not be married in a traditional sense, but we are all partners. Is this pertinent to your mission?
Don't mind her. She just asks whatever's on her mind.
Rock
Please
on.
don't take offense to it.
What is your mission?
I meant yours. Our mission is to help whoever we can, but we can't without our carts, and our ox ran off. But you said you were gonna go you were gonna go find Sammy?
I need to ask how important this baby was to you.
Oh my god.
She just looks at Tyr like,
I told you. She asked what's on her mind.
he's very important. He's my.
I think it is a fair question to ask since we will be risking our lives.
He is very important.
I'm just gonna turn around and start walking towards where the goblins went.
Right, just all of you, please be safe. Ager's blessings upon you. And just.
Yeah, just go get to town and take care of the wagon.
And they
Yeah, that is not helpful. Also, you should probably brace yourself because your baby's probably already dead.
All right,
Let's go.
Call back over my
She'll
shoulder
walk
at that.
away. Morrin's trying to be helpful.
She's trying. She is. She's trying.
So she's sitting there like, you should just prepare yourself now.
Yeah, she's like,
Probably,
this is
reaching over
definitely a
this
dead
really
baby.
stiff, like shoulder pat. There.
As she turns back to the car, the woman is just like, and just climbs back up into the cart and just starts to lead off. And you see
Just brace yourself, you know.
You see her partner with the lopsided ears just kind of leans against the other one, holding the children as they go.
Oh dear.
And as you head off to find the child with the polyamorous couple, the polyamorous throuple.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, polyamorous couples.
Apple.
Morrin's legitimate attempt to be helpful has gotten to me. I'm touched. She's
Why
like,
everybody gets so mad at me when I try to be helpful.
she's like the socially
Just
awkward
imagine-
detective in every crime drama that's like, you have to understand we might not find your child.
Yeah.
I just imagine Morrin with a really comforting look, like grasping their arm, saying, "It'd be really stupid to have hope at this point."
Comforting look is just a straight face.
Just like when Aang got really dark, just like, hope is a distraction, you should abandon it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so you're going to attempt to track them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Am I
Rhian,
still
you're
at
the best.
disadvantage in long grass? Or is long grass helping me because
You were at a
Yeah.
disadvantage because it was long grass and you were running. Now it's going to be regular rolls. I will. How are you searching? Are you? What
I
method?
start out near the cart and then I fan out, or I look for the tracks.
All right. How
and
about
I see where they're going.
I would like a survival from everyone as a group gauge.
What?
Survival?
It's a
Oh, survival.
Yes.
That's a 24 for me and my third crit of the day.
Ooh.
I think I should just complain about it and I'll get crits.
It's like reverse psychology, but dice. Okay. So with
Either that or the dice have said that, like, it's about, I think she might be on to, no. Anyway.
while the other three of you are not as especially in the long grass environment just around here, finding such small creatures that apparently are very used to running through it, it's a little harder for you to find a path. But Rhian kind of directs you into like a rotating fanning circle, just looking for anything that looks like a more solid trail. And under Rhian's direction, Tintlet manages to find a area that seems a little bit more trodden than the rest of it. And you manage to find you see like Tintlet, you see a small scrap of cloth heading off from that direction. It looks like it was like a piece torn from something the same color of what the family were wearing. So taking that trail, you head off. So can I get a order, please? Rhian is probably in front.
Yeah, I'll be in front.
I'll be in behind Rhian.
I can stay in the back then.
Okay, sounds good.
Or maybe I should be in front of Tyr, because I imagine Tyr can probably see over my head.
Sure. Sounds good.
Put Tyr in the back so nobody's view is blocked.
Yes.
just especially when the grass gets tall, more and just be walking behind Tyr is like, all I see is grass and dragonborn back.
Yeah. Be like, do you see anything, Morrin? And her just looking at Tyr's back like,
I
really?
see blue.
Like,
Loose spikes.
just whenever somebody's trying to, who's like, you see anything else, more and just starts listing other things that Tyr's wearing. Like, I see a fur cloak. I see a great axe. I see a loose
see a
scale
lot
that
of
probably
spines.
itches.
Instead of seeing skies of blue, she sees scales of blue.
there we go.
Yes.
Scales of blue.
Scales of blue.
And I'm not even gonna roll for Mira because she has no fucking clue what she's doing.
Oh yeah, where's Mira?
Mira is walking
She see
between.
anything?
She's
she
between
any good at
Morrin and
tracking?
Tyr. No.
Okay.
I did that as kind of a group gauge, because since Rhian rolled that natural 20, she covered y'all good.
Fair enough.
Close that. There we go. Okay. So, following this trail, you can Rhian, you kind of get a sense as you're leading the way through that, while you had seen, well, you didn't see it, but it had seemed from your searching earlier that there were, like, traces in all different directions. You start to notice as you go that some trails come in and kind of converge, which is what keeps this one zone tramp down. And following it for about 20 minutes, ahead of you, you start to see the grass kind of, the height kind of like starts to seem like there's patching areas where it's like shorter, trampled down a bit, and as you're heading up a hill, you can kind of see up ahead of you, you see the kind of like smoother top of the hill up ahead, and this large monolith stone sticking up just over the top of the grass as you're approaching. And then how are we approaching?
Stealthily, hopefully. If we see
Okay.
monolith stone.
So,
Sounds creepy.
oh, okay. So seeing the monolith ahead of you as you start to crest another hill, I want everyone to roll me stealth.
Stealth.
I hear someone cooing to a Bebo.
Sorry, I accidentally hit the wrong thing. Let me try that again.
Don't you also have +5 for stealth? Or... Oh, +7.
No, I have a +7.
I think we can safely say that you are
Wait.
one with the grass. Except for Tyr, simply for grace of his size and blueness, but he manages to
He's
creep
doing
down
his
low
best.
enough.
He's the bluegrass.
Oh God, bluegrass.
It took me a second.
Wow.
Alright.
I don't even want to think of that as a pun. It was too obvious. What kind of monolith is it? Is it like... Are we getting, like,
I'm about to show you.
2001 vibes, or... Bang. Bang.
Where was I? So all of you, once you see the stone reaching up, you kind of all crouch low and creeping as quietly as possible.
From what direction do we
From the
crouch?
bottom right of the map.
Bottom right.
Bottom right corner. And technically you are not even on it yet, but you can see this by now, so I still don't have an icon for Mira, so she's still Princess Wolf. It's too small!
Still tiny.
Why is
Why
it so
you small?
tiny?
Damn it.
I put those goblin tokens to use.
Edit. Why is it so tiny? Ah. And yes, I did. Goblin tokens, credit me. And... Tintlet. Okay.
I mean, there are worse epitaphs, or that's not the right word, but there are worse things to be called than the Wolf Queen, I guess. Because we're not letting her live it down. Like, it's not that bad. At least I don't plan to.
She'll probably grumble about it, but secretly enjoy it.
Just had to make sure something. Okay. Yep. So as you're approaching the hill, all of you creeping down, the party itself easily following Rhian's lead by now as she creeps down and uses the tramp down grass as padding. Managed to stay fairly silent. For a brief moment, Mira is too slow in ducking, but with a swift yank at the back of her shirt from Tyr, she gets down in time. As you slowly creep up, and as you approach, you can start to see, as the grass, you can start to see through it, you see small, like, bits of fragmented wood, so it seems like different types, different kinds, different ages, all of it, like, broken off, bits and pieces slashed together into, like, makeshift lean-tos and little steps, little structures around the base of this little stone structure with the monolith up top. And milling around, you see at least 5 goblins just kind of like moving around, just kind of going through things, setting things down, opening up little boxes and tossing them aside, just kind of like chilling.
Alright, guys, we're at a crossroads here. Do we attack and kill them all? Or do we start our lifelong dream of having
Having a what?
Cut out after our lifelong dream of having
a goblin army?
goblin army.
References.
It's not a reference for me. That in every game I play, I legitimately do this. Doesn't need to be goblins, but I always want my own.
I am gonna find the icons that I used to zoom in for the stream purpose.
Kobolds are easier to control.
Rhian, are you gonna take a goblin baby? Because I feel like eye for eye is not the way to go.
What'd you say?
Are you gonna take a goblin baby? Because I feel like eye for an eye is not the way to go.
I'm not gonna put a pin in that plan.
Oh no.
While you are debating, one of the goblins over by the boxes kind of takes one up, empties it out, throws it, and then he kind of goes around. You see him head around the structure and does not appear on the other side.
I will intentionally listen to see if I can overhear any form of conversation or anything that might indicate baby being here.
Do you speak Goblin?
No, but I'm still listening anyway.
Roll perception.
You distinctly hear, "We stole the baby!"
We stole the baby from the stupid Daikini! God, that's a good movie. Everything you hear is in Goblin, so you have no idea what's being said.
Great.
Alright, I guess we're attacking. How far away is the closest goblin from me?
Are we attacking?
Well, as opposed to this map, you would have stopped... You're realistically about 70, 75 feet away, even though the icons are a bit closer.
I can shoot that far.
I'm gonna move you to the bottom of the map.
I'm gonna shoot the closest goblin. Try to do it silently. Stealth mission.
Okay.
And I have advantage because I'm hiding. Yay!
Yay!
The closest to you is, yep, 35. Well, 35 plus the extra 10. Yeah. Yeah. Roll to hit. Or roll the attack. Roll it. Either way.
That's a 22 to hit. Wait. I do Hunter's Mark before I shoot. And, so that's 4 plus 4 plus 9 is a number. 17 points of damage.
One moment the goblins are talking to each other, the next, an arrow sprouts from one's forehead and it collapses, instantly dead.
Alright.
And immediately, the remaining goblins all shriek and bolt around the other side of the monolith.
I don't suppose I have time to shoot. Get out of my range.
After they move their full movement.
My range is 150 feet.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 30. Two of them make it out of your sight, but one of them you can still see the tail end as I... You know what? There's no point rolling initiative for this. You can see one of them still at the end of their movement.
Alright. Can I go ahead and shoot? Or do you want me to roll initiative?
I was thinking in terms of switching between maps, but yeah, go ahead and roll initiative for now. Whoever's getting involved, and if we have to switch map, we'll switch map, but that'll still be in initiative unless I say break. Remember to click your icon, or if you're rolling on D&D Beyond, never mind, I'm just going to write it.
Yeah.
Where's my erasable pen so I can move things around?
I feel like this didn't used to be as picky as I need to click my icon before I...
Okay. Rhian at 16. Morrin at 23. Because Morrin is an overachiever. Tintlet at 9.
Kinda wish I was just 2 levels higher. Could have wiped them all out in a single turn.
He just wants to punch some shit. She's done bonding.
Here.
She's ready to go.
Oh, look at Mira go. Damn. She is squishy, but alert. Damn.
Wait, did she roll with advantage?
It's automatic advantage, but when the advantage is listed, you just take the left number, because that counts as the first. It's so if I call it, I don't have to go in and re-click everything. Was... Rhian. Tintin. At 9. Tier at 6. And I need 2 more. Okay. Okay. I am finding some battle music. I have a list saved right in the server, so it won't take me but 2 seconds.
No.
And top of the round, Morrin. From where your positions on the map are, add an extra 10 feet from that movement because you're actually slightly off map.
Okay.
The map's just not big enough for where you were positioned.
Okay, well, so, is this like a ramp right here?
Right here? Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a little, jagged step ramp.
And... let's see. And they have that little monolith in the center?
Yep. 2 of the goblins are out of sight, only one of them is still in sight. Because they're on the other side of the mound. That's right, Morrin's a monk with all of the speed.
So you said I have to add like 10 feet. So if I'm looking at 30 feet, that's actually 40 feet.
Yes. I can actually height, make that.
Bebo, stop being so cute.
Save settings. Okay, there. I can actually move you guys to the proper distance so you don't have to do the math in your head. Ta-da!
Okay.
I fixed it.
Sweet.
That works.
Close
Okay.
menu. There we go. Dinner!
I'm moving up to the ramp with my movement. Because I believe that was 40 feet that I got there. Let's see, 40. Okay, yeah. So that's 40 feet with my movement. I'm gonna, Blessing of the Raven Queen, bamf onto the top of the monolith.
Alright. Poof.
Can I see the goblins from there?
Now you can. There's 2 goblins heading into what you see, the top of this jagged stone ridge, in this sandy path going in, it looks like there's an opening on the other side of the mound.
Well, fuck, I didn't put my weapons in here. I might just roll or something. That's frustrating. I do have, darts, which should be able to reach them. Let me see. Trying to play by the rules. I'm gonna throw 2 darts at this goblin right in front of me. The first one is 25 to hit.
Yep, you throw a dart, this goblin, you see the darts, connect at the bottom of his neck, and he drops, twitching.
Oh, so he's down.
Yes, he is down. He is bleeding.
All right, I'm gonna throw a dart at the far left one.
Okay.
At the one on the left-hand side.
Okay.
That's also 25 to hit.
All right, this one,
6
it connects. You see it connect with his shoulder, and he gives a little screech, but he doesn't go down.
Okay. All right, that's my turn.
All right.
So they have 7 hit points.
And it is Mira. Rhian, you are on deck. As Mira runs...
Please view Bilbo.
Bilbo!
Aww, hello, Bilbo.
Baby.
Hello.
It's the baby.
It's nice to see your face.
Yeah. Oh.
Just gonna run.
Baby.
Bilbo is playing Morrin for this session. You will not notice much of a difference.
In what she has right
Confirmed
now.
mom is a cat.
Yep. She takes off running at 30 feet ahead, and with the... She's got rapier in one hand, crossbow she got from the wagon in the other. Points... Is that hittable? At the one still in sight. And misses. You hear her curse like a sailor when she doesn't hit it. And then Rhiannon, it's your turn.
Wait, where'd she get the crossbow?
She took it from the cart before you left.
Oh, from her stuff.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, that's obviously within my range. I move my hunter's mark to that one and fire. I'm guessing I don't have advantage.
No, they know you're here.
Or do they?
I'm pretty sure they know you're here.
That's 15 to hit, and that's 13 damage. So he...
Yep. You shoot and you see the arrow only just fit between two sections of his armor. And just to make sure, did I ever voice a glancing blow rule, or have I not been enforcing it?
I've never heard anything about it.
Then forget about it. Yeah, so you managed to get right between a gap in his armor, and you see him like jerk, skip a bit, and then fall flat on his face. And he is down. And Tintlet, no, not Tintlet. Morrin, as the second one you hit, you see it disappear into the mound.
The mound?
Yes, there was the opening underneath the mound.
Okay.
Uses his movement to disappear into the mound, and now it's your turn, Tintlet.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just move closer and not agree till it's two, I guess. How far can I go? 35.
What's your speed?
35.
Yeah, and you can go 35.
You can also dash if you don't have any.
Yeah, you can use your action to dash, which is double your speed.
Okay, so I'm just gonna dash because I have nothing to shoot. I'll dash.
Nobody told me that dashing was double your speed. There's times where I dash and only went my speed and then did nothing.
Well, in the swamp, you only went your normal speed and dash because you were impeded, so your speed was halved.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
And Tyr.
I am gonna move up a Princess and Rhian. Am I allowed to call out to the
Yes.
remaining goblins?
Oh, they're
Great.
they're dead. They're dead. The goblins outside
All
are
of
dead.
them?
There's 3 dead goblins.
Well, I was gonna ask them for the baby, and then maybe we'd spare some lives, but you guys went and killed them all, and then made the others run off, so... Never mind.
Well, no one told me I was not supposed to kill all of them.
Rhian's
Morrin,
turn.
do you see a baby up there?
Without telling her we can start to kill goblins.
Alright, we're gonna have a brief pause in initiative so you guys can wrap this map up if you want. So what are you doing?
Morrin, do you see a baby from up there?
Do I see a baby from up here?
No, you don't see a baby from up there.
No, I don't see a baby from up here.
Fuck.
The
That means
Bilbo
this is-
face is
There a
very...
baby down there.
Do we hear a baby?
Roll perception.
It would probably be crying because it has
Yeah.
to look at goblins.
I'm gonna move closer to where the entrance of the map is. And then try and listen for it. $20.
An 8.
You do not hear a baby, but you do hear a snarling sound getting louder.
Something's snarling.
Cave troll.
Oh dear.
It sounds more canine than
Flashbacks to
trollish. It sounds more canine than trollish.
They have a princess mirror of their own.
That works.
Do I see anything from my vantage point?
Not yet. But, if you want to stand and wait, you might.
I mean,
I use-
I'll be up here until they start to move away or they tell me to get down, so. They
used
being my
action
party, not the
to-
goblins.
I use my action to try and hide close to the entrance of thingy. Don't know where I hide.
I mean, you're behind the thing. What's everyone else doing?
I too will hide behind them.
Alright, we've got 2 hide. Tyr, what are you doing?
I'm going to...
I hide super well.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay back here with Princess.
And I am Yao,
King of the Rock.
and there's nothing you girls can do about it.
Are we supposed to be stealthing too?
You can if you want, if you're trying to hide. I mean, if you're behind the rock and you're obscured, then technically you don't have to, as long as you're quiet. Because they can't see you.
I mean, technically as a monk I could freeball it, so.
I mean, I'm supposed to be behind the rock, so...
But Bebo, you're a star.
Oh, don't leave us.
Don't leave us, Bebo.
She's like, I want to sleep.
She's getting uncomfortable at letting us see her face for so long.
Exactly. If you can't see her butthole, what's the point?
She's like, get a subscription on Only Cats. Okay. Jesus, what is it with this thing?
It's a thing.
Okay, it is grabbing instead of letting me...
That's because you haven't clicked your pointer yet.
I did.
Bebo, calm down with the angry
No, you
tail.
didn't.
Yes,
You
I
clicked
did.
The ruler.
I'm trying to do ruler, and it keeps grabbing the map.
Okay, then
I don't know what I did.
Center snaps. No snap.
There it goes. I don't know how the frick I fixed it, but I fixed it. all I was trying to do was measure from here. And then here.
Is it a full moon tonight?
Is it?
Wow. Wow.
Alright, Mira, Tyr, while you duck behind the rock, you see Mira run straight over here and climb up and jump onto the mound. And then, just as this horrible snarling sound comes from the mound, and let me go ahead and roll these.
Can I ready my action before that to shoot whatever comes out?
Well, since I didn't voice that what were you doing was your final action before we re-enter initiative, then yes. But that's your final action before we re-enter initiative.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I was just saying, because I hid with my bow. So it'd be kind of stupid of me not to ready an arrow.
Alright, so let me insert... And out from under the mound, these two huge, well, large, big boys. These two gray creatures with grotesque bald faces and bodies kind of like dogs come barreling out of the mound. And stand to stop, look around. One turns and looks up at you, Morrin, and just snarls. And we re-enter. Whose turn was it?
I had a readied action.
Alright.
Does 15 hit?
Does 15 hit? Yep, 15 hits.
Alright, so that is 18 damage.
18. Which one were you aiming at?
This boy.
Which boy? That boy? Left? Alright, so...
boy.
You shoot and strike that for 18 damage. Math. You hear a snarling, like a, as it kind of hits and kind of buckles a bit, as you catch it right in the neck. So it's, and it starts like bleeding profusely. And re-entering with, let's just say, top of the round, Morrin.
Bonus action hide is what I would say if I were that far into rogue.
Okay, so I'm going to... I'll throw a dart at the first warg.
The one on the
from
left?
my wonderful... yeah, we'll say that one. That one will work.
Okay.
From my beautiful vantage point up here. Bilbo... Stop. Does a 12 hit?
It is thrashing and snarling from the arrow in its neck, and the dart flies right by where its head was briefly before it moved.
Okay, I'll try to hit the same one with a second dart. And that's even less, so...
Same deal. It's moving around too much for the time being.
I'll stop that at my turn. I don't want to use flurry of blows.
Actually, and that's only unarmed strikes. All right, that's my turn.
All right. Mira. Staying there. Mira runs past the monolith, sitting at the top of the ledge, points down with her crossbow. At the second one, dealing 10 damage. So now both of them have arrows or bolts sticking out of parts of their body. Just had to double check something about 2-weapon fighting. And Rhian, it is actually your turn now.
Shoot it again.
You shoot it again. Try again.
Wait, when's my turn?
Your turn is after Rhian and one of the wargs.
Oh, okay.
That's 11. So it does nothing.
They are both of them, like, kind of doing violent shaking of the head. You miss. You miss your target. You see it skate through one of them's fur. And as the first warg recovers from the shock of being attacked and is now quite mad, while still bleeding quite profusely, it is turning to snarl in the direction that it had been shot. It sees Morrin on top of the rock and jumps up onto the mound past Mira and tries to make a go up the rock at Morrin. It jumps up to try and bite at you. Does a 16 hit? No. Doesn't quite get up high enough. It does just snap at your below your feet.
Told you I'm king of the rock.
It's doing that English bulldog thing where it did get you, but the mouth wasn't open for enough.
Yeah, exactly. The wargs, their mouths they're actually English bulldog wargs. They can't open their mouths wide enough.
Okay, let's move it slightly down out of where I can see Mira. And Tintlet, there is a giant dog thing jumping up the rock right near where you're hiding. It is your turn. What do you do?
I cast Tremor.
What point in space are you aiming the center of the spell at?
Let's see. Oh my god, something. Like right in the middle of the thing. Sorry, Mira and Morrin could get caught up in this, but...
Alright, that's a 10-foot area.
Yeah, you can make it so that it only affects the work.
Using the ruler tool, can you show me the center of your spell?
The center? Well, if we do it right over here, like right here.
Sorry, one more time?
Can you see my little arrow?
Right here? Right here?
Yeah. Is that out of range though for me? That's like 15 feet.
The range of the spell... Yeah, the range is 10 feet.
Yeah, so like...
Yeah, so
Is
10 feet...
Is that the
it's saying that it's 10
range
feet,
of the
so...
spell or the spell casting range?
It says range area, so it's 10 feet from you.
Yeah.
So within the 10 foot of you.
It's like a 10-foot radius, is that right?
It doesn't say anything about a radius in this.
Oh.
Okay, you cause a trip. You cause.
Can you ping the spell? Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's a 10-foot. 5-foot diameter portion. Or
So that's a 10 foot all around Tintlet. Correct?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Alright.
Tintlet is the center point.
Yeah,
Yes.
let me mark. Okay, so Tintin's the center. It's gonna be 5 feet on each side of you if the area itself is 10 feet. So, like... Yeah, you hit Morrin and the warg. So, Morrin, you need to make a dexterity save. And the warg needs to make a dexterity save.
Morrin's fine. She got dex.
Yeah, she's probably fine.
Oh.
Hopefully fine.
19.
Yep. The rock shudders beneath you, but you hold on. So you.
Yeah, but now I wish I did Thunderwave.
Well, for either one, as you cast the spell, the ground around you churns and splits, rocks turning over beneath you and as it shakes, and the monolith beside you tremors. But Morrin up top keeps her footing, and the warg drops down to all fours, but seems otherwise unaffected as it turns to you. Are you doing anything else on your turn?
Yeah, back the fuck up.
If you move, you will trigger an opportunity attack.
You know what, I'm just gonna end my turn.
You have decent armor. Do it. Do it.
Do an opportunity? Or, I mean...
No, it's it. You have decent armor. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
It's up to you.
Just so you know, reading the forums, it's actually a 10-foot radius, not a diameter, so it's not just everybody within 5 feet of her, like that 5-foot square.
It's
it would be
everyone
everybody within it. 5 by, like a 5 by 5 square. The range on this spell should say self 10-foot radius. The spell is cast and every creature within 10 feet of you besides yourself is affected.
I'm fine.
So Mira needs to make a save as well.
That's good
Everyone's
though, because
fine.
now she can hit more creatures.
Yes, because I was wondering why it was so small.
Yeah, so in the future she can hit a lot more creatures.
Yeah. Either way, everyone in the circle seems to have made it.
Okay.
This is how much terrain is now. Damn it.
Difficult.
Yes, this is now difficult terrain inside the square. It means while you're in the square, you go at each square costs you an extra 5 feet of movement.
Okay.
Where was I? Oh. The other warg leaps up as well, going for Mira. You see it snap at her and her just barely jerk out of the way. And Tyr, it is your turn.
I'm going to move up,
I'm gonna turn the music down because it is
and
loud.
I
in my ear.
am going to aim for the lower work by the monolith. I'm going to pull a hand axe out of my belt And chuck it.
Chuck it.
Aiming for the head. 20.
Rhian, stop. Get a fidget spinner. Yep, you hit it. That about does it. You were aiming at the lower one?
That's correct.
A hand axe comes whistling past Tintlet and buries itself into this thing's shoulder, and it is now looking very unwell, leaning weight on its 3 legs. Anything else?
Nope.
Morrin.
I'm here. Sorry. Bilbo was helping me pick out a live feed to watch. Okay. She said birds, I said manatees, so we're watching birds. All right. So I'm gonna try to throw a dart at that warg that's trying to come up at me again.
It is now facing Tintlet, but yes, throwing a dart.
Yeah, the one that came up at me. Sorry, I forgot the dart is not on my D&D Beyond.
It's all good.
Even though that happened like 5 minutes ago, I should remember that. There you go, Beebs. 17 to hit with 9 piercing.
So, leaning on 3 legs, unable to support its weight, a dart shoots from above. You get it right in the eye. It buries deep in there, and it kind of like just does and then slumps to the ground, dead.
All right. Dart at the other one that's still up.
Go.
16.
Yep. So that's the 9 damage.
And I'm keeping track of my darts. I'm gonna have to collect them afterwards.
Okay. This one you catch on the other side of its neck from the bolt that Mira shot, and it is now it's bleeding bad, looking a bit weak. And Mira, are you doing anything else in your turn?
Oh, no, sorry, that's it.
Okay. And standing there, bleeding, Mira takes a slash with her rapier. Doesn't hit. It only has the 1 melee weapon on hand, so cannot use her bonus action. Oh. And it is Rhiann's turn.
Alright, I shoot at that one after moving my hunter's mark to it.
Go for it.
That's a 12. Miss.
How do you want to do it?
That's a 12, doesn't that miss?
Oh shit, yeah. Sorry, for some reason I was reading one of the earlier rolls. My thing was out of whack. Yeah, it flies past its head, so now what? What next? Anything else?
That's all I can do.
Okay. Tintlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on. I'm moving to where Rhiannon is, and then I cast Dissonance.
Alright, wisdom save.
Is it rolling?
Yeah, describe me these
not very wise. But...
describe me these dissonant whispers. Like, what? How do you want to do it? Because yeah, that does it.
So somehow the little bells on Tintlet's outfit become like not quiet, but they become very, like, foreboding. She does this, like, little dance that, like, you know, they sound like whispers. It's strange.
Alright, so as a whole, you see this creature start to, like, writhe and twist and howl in pain until it finally just kind of collapse, twitching. And we are, again, for the time being, out of initiative.
Alright, time to go down. Unless I hear more snarling coming from up there.
You do not hear more snarling. It sounds quiet at the moment.
Alright.
Should we draw them out, or should we try to sneak in?
At this point, is there any use in sneaking?
I'm just trying to give options.
Well, if the baby's not how we hear it, must be in there.
Drawing them out would be preferable, but the only way I know how to draw them out would be to smoke them out, and I don't want to kill the baby.
We're just going to yell at them to come out. Maybe I could just yell at them to bring the baby out, or else we're coming there and killing all of them.
Well, that's what I wanted to do in the first place, but...
Well, we had to prove that we killed many of them.
For all we
their
know, they've
report.
already killed the baby.
Well, at least we can give the crowds closure if we have a body.
That's true. Win-win.
The innocent mask snacks the whole time.
Really winning? I'm gonna go over to the opening, poke my head in, and shout, "Bring out the baby or we come in and finish the job."
Can I give Tyr some bardic inspiration?
Since he's already done it, unfortunately not, but if you want to go ahead and give it to him so we can use later, yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll just do that.
It is quiet, though, as you listen. There is no response.
I don't know if you didn't hear me, but let me repeat myself. And this time I would like to use intimidation. And I repeat the same line. Bring out the baby or we come in and finish the job.
Roll intimidation.
Speak the language everyone understands.
In
The fuck?
You hear your voice echoing off the stone, but it doesn't seem to, but it sounds like a near echo, like, and when you're looking in, you see, like, towards the end, there's, like, moss and sand, so it's like the tunnels go down deeper, and it doesn't carry your voice further down.
Does it look pretty dark in there? Or is there any form of light?
There is the light from the opening in the section that you can see.
That's it.
Let me go in. And Morrin's gonna hop down from the rock. And she's gonna start going down into the entry. And she's gonna say, come out, little goblins. Come and play.
Oh my god.
We all float down here.
She's slowly morphing back into Salazar.
Baby, it's been Salazar the whole time.
It's been
exactly
Salazar the whole time.
He'd had to come up with
Plot twist.
They had to come up with a new alias.
Maybe Morrin never ever existed.
Morrin was a figment of Sal's imagination.
The
Tyr
Disney
never
princess
met Morrin.
Shadow Kai.
Morrin was Salazar from the start.
Would you like me to make a roll for that, DM?
You can, but like I said, the sand and the moss, your voice isn't being carried any deeper than the area you can see, and there's no response. So if you would like to
Okay,
make that
I'm
attempt,
rolling.
you can. You
Damn,
hear
that's a good roll.
you hear a very distant muffled eek, but that's about it. You get the impression that they have retreated deeper into the tunnels.
All right, well, I'm gonna drag my Yari along the like to make like squealy noises. You know, like a
Scraping, awful squeaky
yeah.
sound.
Staying at the entrance, or are you doing that while you go in?
No, I'm going in.
Okay.
And following stealthily.
Whoever goes in arrives here. And let me check the vision.
Grab my hand axe out of the warg and follow Morrin.
I grab the arrows that didn't fly off. That.
Alright, after collecting all of your things, this is as... that is not what I meant to do. Reveal areas. From the entrance, this is as much as... Oh, disobeying the laws of light physics, you can see. Moving further in, you see the tunnels. There's like this heavy coating of grass and moss kind of following the first little bit underneath the mound as I try to narrate while finding icons. Yeah. Why is she so tiny? And you're starting at the top left of the map. Yeah.
Y'all
Yep.
mind if I call it a night a little early?
Oh no, there's 2 tiers.
Why is there
Which
two
one's
tiers?
real?
Yeah, if you don't think you can handle another 20 minutes, then yeah, it's fine. I can, I'll just cast sleep.
Which, since they're goblins with low hit points, will actually work pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if you need to go to bed, go ahead.
I need to go eat dinner.
Oh. Yep. Good night.
There's only 20 minutes left.
Yeah, okay. My roommate's in the kitchen actually, so I can stay 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
20 minutes.
Tiny kitchen.
Oh, yes.
I'm stealthy behind tier.
Okay. So heading through, you enter a series of winding, twisty tunnels, more like a... It's like this huge burrow, almost. Little pieces of wood, crates and such. It looks like scavenged from a lot of different travelers, just kind of set up in little piles here and there. As you go through, the grass kind of fades into like moss and mold. Until you start finding bare rock and sand further down. So you're just hiding behind everyone. What the hell are you two doing?
I don't know.
Morrin's charging on forward.
Okay. Jesus.
Playing hide and seek behind here, apparently.
Chaos children. Swear to God.
When I see Morrin move, tracks him
I will, yeah. I will
She's
follow
gonna-
behind you two, because I can't. How dark is it down here, did you say?
You can see Tyr well enough to about Right around here, you start to have trouble. It starts to get dim. And by here, it's gonna be dark. You're not gonna be able to see without help.
Night. Do I have a torch?
She's
Can I light a torch?
Yeah. Yes,
you
you
jerk.
Do I have a torch?
can. Morrin wanted to be your eyes.
Alright, fine. Do your thing. But I'm gonna ready a torch.
Just hold
If
on to
shit goes
Tintlet. Tintlet can see.
I have a candle.
Tintlet can see.
No,
Tintlet
keep
is
it dark.
Let it stay
I'll-
dark.
I'll-
But why does it matter? Goblins can see in the dark, can't they?
Yep.
So there's no advantage to it.
It's much creepier when it's dark. I want them to know that we can see in the dark too.
Well, I can't.
They don't need to know that.
Fine. Carry on.
I grab a claw.
just
Little
slender
going
Tintlet
to-
hand on your big old claw.
What?
I said little slender Tintlet hand holding your big old claw.
Thank you. Thank you,
What
Titty.
about Rhian and Mira?
They are human. They cannot see in the dark.
Well, I only have 2 hands, so they gotta fight over who gets the
They're just gonna have to follow you. They can hear you, they just can't see once you get past that pillar there in the middle. Stop tapping!
Is that your cat?
No, that's
Jeez.
Fee.
That's her
Oh.
sister. Cat or sister, you know.
Same thing.
One of the chaos children.
Alright, Morrin is gonna charge ahead.
She's basically gonna, like, slam the butt of her Yari on the ground every little bit. And kind of be real creepy. And she'll talk even in, like, abyssal or other things, too.
Wait, it's way too much.
Because it sounds creepy.
Alright, roll me a intimidation for the whole thing. As you make your way through.
Well, this better be as good as my last one. It is not.
For the first section of the cave, your staff seems to be muffled by the grass and then the sand, so it's not getting as much noise as you would like. Is how we're going to read that.
Well, fuck it. You guys do something. Light a torch, do whatever the hell you want.
Oh, please continue. You might have better luck if you keep going.
Like, I've only
No, it's
revealed
not
as far as
working.
you can see, because your vision is 60 feet.
They're not shitting themselves, so I'm not as scary as I think. Just do whatever you want.
She's depressed.
I'll just punch them. Morrin has one thing going for her, and it's being creepy.
I think
Now
she has a little
she's
more than that,
sad.
but you know.
You can be creepy, you just have to be where someone can experience the creep.
Right. I think we need to do
I
a
just
deeper.
have to roll
It's not.
decently when it matters, and that's not something that happens in D&D.
Nope.
Maybe goblins look at Morrin and say, she's cool as fuck.
Oh,
Don't need
shit,
your
look at that
pithy
mohawk.
compliments.
The green.
Whatever, let's just kill some goblins.
Mira's like antsily
Come out so we
edging
can
around
kill you.
After a few moments, you hear the sound, another sound of distant growling. It doesn't seem to be approaching, though. It
And
sounds
your
like
stupid
another one.
warg so we can kill them too.
I must.
She'll just keep going through, I guess.
Going further in?
Yeah, I mean, they're not coming out.
As you venture further, the grass gives way, like I said, to bare rock and soft sand. And you see a sandy tunnel heading towards the back and towards the entrance, this larger opening that seems a bit bigger than the interior zones. On the floor of the cave Morrin, you see that it starts to, there's like this rut down the center, smooth path just heading through.
She just keeps marching on because she's tired of making a show. It didn't work, so. And nobody came out.
Advantage for being in sand again.
It might echo better in here.
You are going to be at the...
She's good at punching things. She'll just keep to doing that.
Going to be at the bottom left.
Having a bed.
Just let me fix some things up.
If you don't pout about your rolls every once in a while, are you playing D&D?
Fair.
Okay, I just had to adjust some placement. Stop it. There we go. And how far is 60 feet? Yeah. Reveal, damn it. Alright. Bottom left. Oh. Yep. Jesus, I swear to God.
I can't hide behind Mira. Mira, enlarge.
I'm trying! Stop going over her! Also, she's like a foot shorter than, well, not a whole foot, but like 6 inches shorter than you, so you can't really hide behind her at all.
So I'm... Oh, there it is. I found it.
With my stealth score, you can.
First Tintlet. Oh no!
Alright, let me adjust the thing so that people don't see what I have hidden. Yeah. Like, I still need to be able to see it, but not that much. There we go. Okay, as you come into the next section of the tunnel, it's much more narrow, directed, winding path. You see another warg standing in the center of where it starts to narrow up ahead, just standing, braced and snarling. In full Rottweiler position.
Boy.
Where did Tintlet go? There. And it, when it sees you, it takes a threatening step closer and, like, snaps its jaws in your direction. And...
I just charge towards it.
Alright. You can definitely make it, so that will be your opening action, and then we will be back. We will reroll initiative. Hold on. Actually, it is 9:53, so this can be... I'm not gonna make you fight right now, because it's almost 10 o'clock. I just realized how late it was. Okay, so, Morrin, next week when we pick up, Morrin has rushed headfirst at this warg. It's just standing, blocking the tunnel. Will she make it? Yes.
She's a monk. She makes it.
Alright, so next week we will pick up in the tunnels to save the baby.
Secret tunnel.
No.
Save the baby.
Thank you for playing. Lindsay, just let me know.
I will.
Have a good night.
Good night.